Come right in, Dill, up here. Believe it or not, this Western Pleasure Division is the hardest discipline to train a horse. They can't make any mistakes really whatsoever. Now this young lady who's riding this horse, I started judging her when she was 9 years old. She progressed on. I told her to stop back here, but she didn't go on. This is a command class. Get back here. I judged her from then on until she was old enough to, and she was junior judge with me several times, and she's turned out to be an excellent judge. And if you don't like her, you can blame me.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to have her go around and we will talk. If you just go by there again, just go to the end and turn. Long as we don't get looking like the quarter horses. I come out of the quarter horse division. Instead of walk, jog, and lope in the quarter horse division, I call it creep, limp, and stagger. They are the worst going horses, and I'm a quarter horse person that you ever did see. When you get up there, Liz, come around and then make the circle of the arena, and we'll just talk. They come in at a jog, and my God, there was a time when it was a 2-minute gait, and you had to be in the arena, and in that 2 minutes. If you go to the Nationals now, or the Buckeye, or any of those horses, do you ever see the Western Pleasure horses that could get in? I could have the judge, the whole class judged by the time they get in the arena. They're the slowest moving suckers trying to get into the arena. All right, just walk by here, Liz. A lot of judges don't pay too much attention to the walk, but you ride a pleasure horse more times than you do any other gait. And I want to see that horse's hind foot go very close to the front. And this is excellent. If you watch, that horse's foot is going exactly into the front where it's leaving. When you turn around, Liz, turn around and come a little closer. Just keep him at the walk. Watch where his hind feet goes. Right in that spot. You see, is right in the exact spot. Now that's a good walk. Now a horse with a longer back maybe have a little more trouble doing it. But as I say, you're walking a horse more times than you're doing any. Turn around and jog, Liz, please. I like to let these horses move on a little bit more than other judges. You know, the same as a quarter horse, you never get lost because you never get far enough away from home. Now this horse has to look really nice look and relaxed. Right now, for me, she should drop her hand a little bit, but she was reversing that horse. Now this horse is nice and relaxed, and I don't want a horse with his ears forward all the time. I don't want him with them back. I want to see that horse using his ears so that he's listening to the rider. And that's a nice jog. Just walk him one more time. Now this is a pretty horse. And see, he's interested in things. Now he may be shortened up there a little bit, but I don't want to have a robot out there in there. I want the horse to be interested. I don't want him looking around, but I want him looking ahead, and he can look around a little bit without using his head. Okay, as you come right here, and you ride these horses as an equitation rider too. We got a lot of people that are overweight that are riding these horses. The first impressions are very important. When you turn around when you come back. If you got any questions, don't be scared to ask them. If I don't know, I'll look at you as I can't hear you and I don't want to answer it. I'd like him to move on a little bit. We don't want to get too slow going with these horses. We want to cover some ground. The most important thing in any of the classes that we have, be it any class whatsoever, is the horse be a good mover. If he isn't a good mover, you might just as well leave him home because you're not going to win any classes. At least you shouldn't win any classes. Moving is so important. Lope again. Nice transition. The horse is pleasant. He's not grouchy. He's not mad. Now another thing that bugs me, walk back here past him. The saddles here, just stop right there. If I had anything to do with getting rid of certain things, I would allow only 6 conchos on a saddle. We have so much silver on these saddles that I think they're going to the Rose Bowl parade. So if they had just 6 conchos, everybody would be working on the same sheet of paper. They wouldn't be riding in a $17,000 saddle and an amateur coming in with a saddle, a Circle Y saddle that you bought for $700. But we'll never see it. Rules are changed by losers. Right? You never see a winner. You never see a winner changing the rules. Rules are changed by losers. Okay, just go on a little bit. Put him in lope and go down that far rail at a hand gallop when I tell you. All lope, please, lope. I'd like just a speck faster, just a speck faster. Hand gallop, please, hand gallop. This is one thing the Arabs do real well, is hand gallop, I think. Bring him down to the lope, please. Down to the jog. Bring him in here, line him up, please. I've been fortunate enough to judge all the championship shows, be it Morgan, Paint, Pinto, Appy, Quarter Horse, and if presented properly, the Arabian is by far the best horse in the Western Pleasure Division to me. They look better, they move better, they travel better. If they're presented properly. And I'm also a little fussy on where they hold their hands. And I move around the arena a lot. Ringmasters hated me because they were trying to follow me all the time. And I would move all the time. I would move over in the corner. If I was going to head all these horses and they were going to reverse, I'd be standing right over in that corner where I would see all of them reverse. And then, so I never took, and as I say, I was never riding, so I was watching your horse all the time. And you have the grand total, if you're lucky, of 15 seconds if you're in a Western Pleasure class for the judge to look at your horse. So he better be going good at that 15 seconds. And if I had this horse and I liked this horse very good, and he was down at the end of the arena, I would make him lope in that corner. I wasn't going to lose my best horse by a stupid mistake by having him lope over here where he has a chance of blowing the lead. Any questions?
Who was your favorite breeding Western Pleasure champion?
Oh, good question. The question was, who was the best, who was my favorite Western Pleasure horse? And there was no doubt in my mind, I'll be lucky, well, Kathy will remember, there was a horse named SX Bint Koba. And she was so far, as Kathy will say, she was so far ahead of everybody else. In 1973, she was National Western Pleasure horse, and she went top 10 out of 65 horses in halter. So she was pretty, and she also was great. Skip Carpenter rode the horse, did a good job. By far ahead, that was the best Western Pleasure horse.
Could you talk about drape?
Here's two people arguing already, for Christ's sake.
Same question.
What?
Drape. Your opinion on draping a Western Pleasure or light
Correct
contact?
drape of the reins.
Okay. What do you like, light? Apparently. The question was about how much drape we have. I would like to see myself more contact with the horse rather than too much drape. We do have a lot of drape in these reins, and the only thing, if they stumbled, they'd have a hard time collecting that horse if he went into a stumble or something. So I would like, and the rule book says light contact, and but we don't enforce it. Don't blame the judge, blame the judges committee. And we got to have the judges that have enough gumption to do all these things that the horses are doing that they shouldn't be doing. Any other questions? You're all experts. How much time have I got?
1.5 minutes.
We'll leave the arena then. Anyway, I had 4. I got a dozen stories here to tell. But anyway, these, my grand champion line had Marciana, had Aladdin, Bayshaw, Anata Shazam, and Padrone. They said it was the greatest of horses ever assembled in one time. That was my front line. Who did I place?
You told me. Aladdin.
Who'd you say?
I would pick Aladdin.
Aladdin. I placed Aladdin first. He was only, and Bayshaw went reserve, but Bayshaw was in there. There was a crowd, and 4 guys come down before the class started and said, "How much do you get a day for doing his Scottsdale here?" I was doing it by myself. I said, at that time was $250. So he said, "How many classes do you do?" I said, "Maybe 24 classes." He said, "Okay, I'll come back in a little while." So he went up there. There was about 5 breeders up there. They estimated that those 5 horses in the front line, that's when money was exorbitant. They said there was $40 million worth of those horses in that top line. And they figured out how much I got paid. I got $12.50 for playing that. How much time have I got? Oh, she's mad at me. She's gone. I'll wait till she comes back. Kathy, where is she? Is she in sight? Oh, there she is. 30 seconds. I mean, oh, this is one more story, okay? 73 Nationals, 1973. Don Burt, Tommy Townsend, and I were judging. It was two judges at a time. They had ping pong balls, and they threw them in a brown paper bag, a lunch bag. They were all number 1, 2, and 3. So if I drew out 1, I was a call judge. If number 2, Don Burt pulled it out, he was the second judge. And if Tommy Townsend pulled number 3, he sat down. Only 2 judges. They had more different ways of doing this. We did that all week. So the last night, we went out and got 3 ping pong balls and numbered them all 3. Which was you went and sat down. So we palmed these balls, and they had us go up and on the stage, and the 3 of us stood there, and all the executive of the International stood in front of us. And we had it all planned out that we would palm the balls, and then when they asked us to show them, we would show them. So we all did that. And the president of International, his exact words were, "Show your balls." So we all showed him number 3. And believe it or not, the president of International says, "Throw them back in and try again." Well, I'm getting the axe, and I wish I could tell a little more time. But